ฮัลโหลฮัลโหลฮัลโหลฮัลโหลครับฮัลโหลครับเตสอุ๊ยอวตารผมลืมโลครับโลครับมาโอ้โหเมื่อกี้ตอนแรกก็จะมาอีกตอน50ใช่ไหมแต่มาครับมาแล้วว่าเพราะว่าผมเปิดมาหน้านี้ปุ๊บอุ๊ยเปลี่ยนจากไอ้หน้าแบ็กกราวด์ชาร์สกาเป็นหน้านี้แทน What the fuck man What the fuck ผมฟังเสียงตัวเองแป๊บโอเคเสียงตัวเองเยี่ยม ฮู้ฮู้ฮู้ฮู้ฮู้ฮู้ฮู้นะฮะซึ่งต้องบอกไว้ก่อนนะครับว่าเหมือนคือถ้าคุณผู้ชมจะไม่ผิดนะครับผมเดี๋ยวเรามาคุยกันก่อนแล้วก็พูดกันก่อนไลฟ์มาแล้วกันเหมือนว่าตอน5.0เนี่ยตอนประกาศ5.0เนี่ยเขาบอกไว้ว่าเขาไม่ได้บอกหรอกแต่เหมือนเขาพูดแค่ว่า Archon Quest เหมือนจะมีในแค่5.0 5.1และ5.3แสดงว่า Act 5บทสรุปอาจจะมา5.3ยังไม่มา5.2แพทนี้นะครับผมซึ่งเขาเบรกไว้ทำไมผมไม่ทราบผมไม่ทราบเพราะว่าผมว่าเขาน่าจะเบรกเฉยๆแหละคือผมว่าเขาไม่น่ามีอะไรมาแทรกหรอกนะเขาน่าจะแค่เบรกอาจจะไม่อยากให้ไทป์ไดละตายลงเกินไปลองมาร์เก็ตติ้งสเตตใหม่หรืออะไรผมไม่รู้เหมือนกันเนาะเบรกจากแพทเทิร์นปกติที่5.2รวมเป็นบทสรุปเดี๋ยวนะฮะเราหน้าปกมีอะไรเนี่ยซิดลาลีกับออรรอนแน่เกือบจำชื่อไม่ได้ซิลาริกับออรรอนใน Night Kingdom ไอสองตัวนี้ยังไม่เข้าด้วยซ้ำนี่มีแค่ออรรอนกับชาสกานี่ที่เข้าผมต้องชื่นชมเกนชินเลยนะว่าช่วงนี้เหมือนเขาไม่ขายตัวใหม่เลยนะซึ่งผมชอบนะผมชอบแปลกดีไม่เหมือนคือก่อนหน้านี้เขาก็เป็น average กาชาเกมนี่แหละก็คือตัวใหม่เข้าตอนไหนแพทไหนแม่งก็ชูตัวนั้นในอาคอนในเควสหลักซะเลยเดี๋ยวในอีเวนต์หลักแต่เดี๋ยวนี้ดูไม่ละนะดูไม่ค่อยอย่างน้อยก็ไม่ค่อยเท่าไหร่เพราะอย่างแพทที่แล้วใช่ไหมอ๋อจริง5.0ก็ทำแต่อันนั้นมัน introduction ผมยอมให้ได้นะเพราะฉะนั้นเนื้อเรื่องหลักไม่น่าจะมีอะไรแต่ที่ผมน่าสนใจกว่าคือแมปเขาน่าอันนี้ผมไม่รู้ลีกอะไรเลยนะลีกอย่างเดียวที่ผมรู้คือสกิลชาสกากับออรารอนที่ผมเห็นว้าวเดี๋ยวคุณผู้ชมเมื่อเห็นนะน่าจะได้แมปใหม่ใหญ่ใสอะไรกว่าเดิมนะฮะต้อง expand ลัดลานอาจจะได้บินด้วยหรือเปล่าผมไม่รู้ แต่เขาจะมีอะไรมาแทรกอะคือหรือเขาหยุดคริสต์มาสผมไม่เข้าใจเหมือนกันเพราะเหมือนเมื่อวานเนี่ยที่ผมดูอะปีเมื่อวานปีที่แล้วเนี่ยคือวันที่เขาปล่อยแพท5.2แสดงว่าคือทุกปีเขาจะดีเลย์10 วันป่ะผมไม่รู้เหมือนกันแสดงว่าน่าจะเป็นอย่างนั้นมั้งปกติผมไม่เคยผมจำสเกจโดผมนึกว่ามันแบบครบ1 ปีเป๊ะคือ1 แพทแต่ไม่ใช่นะครับผม สรุปคือน่าจะหนึ่งแพทคือปีนิด1 ปีกับอีกประมาณ10 วันนะ10 กว่าวัน11 12 วัน1 ปีกับ12 วันหรือว่านั่นนะหรือใช่ปะปีนี้มันแมทจำมาแค่วันเดียวแต่เหมือนถ้าผมจำไม่ผิดปีนี้มันเป็นปีลีบเยียปะใช่ไหมปีที่วันเฟบรุรีมี29 วันนะใช่ผมจำได้ว่าอีเวนต์ประจำปีนานๆทีจะมีนะฮะแต่นั่นแหละแสดงว่าช้าลงแต่คือผมไม่อยากให้โมเมนตัมตายเลยอะคือแล้วผ ผมว่ามันมีโอกาสเป็นไปได้จริงๆที่เขาจะไม่ให้อะไรเลย ไม่ให้อะไรเลยในแพทนี้แล้วมีแค่ expand กับอาจจะอีเวนต์อย่างเดียวแต่เห็นภาพนี้แล้วผมหวังว่าจะได้อะไรมากขึ้นนะและไม่ใช่สตอรี่เควสตัวละครด้วยขอไม่อาร์คอนเควสอินเทอร์ลูดไม่แน่ เราอาจจะได้ Archon Quest Interlude นะฮะ Archon Quest Interlude ซึ่งเราไม่ได้มานานเท่าไหร่แล้วอะนานอยู่นะเนี่ย เราได้แพทที่แล้วป่ะใน4.4.x เนี่ยเราได้ไหมเนี่ย เหมือนจะไม่ได้เลยป่ะ ถ้าผมจำไม่ผิด มีแค่ได้ Quest Dance Sleep อย่างเดียว All Archon Quest Genshin เพราะปกติมีปีละแพทเนี่ย ไม่ใช่ปีละแพทปีละ Quest Interlude ไหนอินเทอร์ลูดในนี้มันไม่ลงอินเทอร์ลูดหรอ Bedtime Story Interludes อ๋อไม่เออปีที่แล้วเราไม่ได้อ่ะอะไรอ่ะอะไรอ่ะเพราะเราได้ Chasm The Chasm ก่อนซูเมรุถ้าผมจะไม่ผิดแล้วเราได้ Wanderer Archon Quest Wanderer Interlude ที่จากสการามุดกลายมาเป็น Wanderer ครับผมในซูเมรุเออ แสดงว่าปีที่แล้วนี่เราไม่ได้ Archon Quest Interlude นั่นเนี่ยเขาอาจจะมาให้ตอนนี้ ซึ่งผม เพิ่งรู้ตัวเนี่ย รู้สึกโกรธจะไม่ได้ Archon Quest Interlude เนี่ย Archon Quest ลองอะอะไรวะเคนชินแย่คือหลายคนตอนแรกก็ expect ไว้ว่าน่าจะเป็น Quest Day Sleep มาแทรกนะฮะ ซึ่งอาจจะเป็นไปได้ เขาอาจจะซ่อนมิดชิดเลย ก่อนหน้านี้ยังเป็นแค่หน้าชาสกาเลยนี่มาเลยมีดราม่าแล้ว ไม่แน่อาจจะ Quest Dance Sleep มาทันแต่ให้ผมเดาถ้าผมให้เวทสิ่งที่น่าจะเกิดขึ้นสำหรับ Quest นะผมว่าโลก Expand World น่าจะมีอยู่แล้วกับ Quest ลองอีเวนต์อะไรบลาบลาแล้ว Quality of Life น่าจะหนักเหมือนกันให้ผมเดา Quest ผมว่าให้เป็นไปได้มากสุดคือ Interlude Archon Quest Interlude ลองลงมาเราอาจจะไม่ได้อะไรเลยแล้ว Dance Sleep เป็นไปได้น้อยสุดนะ3 ช้อยผมว่าเราน่าจะได้ Interlude ผมดูจากภาพนี้แล้วน่าจะ Interlude ภาษาไทยมันน่าจะเป็นแบบบทแทรกหรือเปล่าเออบทระหว่างไม่รู้เหมือนกันผมไม่เคยเซิร์ชนะฮะแล้วผมก็ไม่รู้ด้วยว่ามันแปลว่าอะไรตรงๆงั้นผมว่าน่าจะ Interlude ไม่ได้อะไรเลยและ Dance Sleep Quest และแน่นอนตามสุดก็คือเราได้ Archon Quest ต่อซึ่งบอกว่าไม่น่าใช่เพราะ5.0เขาบอกไว้แล้วว่าเราน่าจะไม่ได้ใน5.2นะจ๊ะมาอีก2 นาทีในทวิตเขาเริ่มยังเขาเริ่มแล้วนี่แหวออฟไลน์พ่อมันขึ้นไลฟ์นาวอะไรครับเนี่ยนั่นแหละเพราะฉะนั้นเปิดตัวอะไรไหมผมว่าไม่ ดูชาร์สก้าก่อนเพราะผมได้ข่าวว่าเหมือนจะคิดดีอยู่พอสมควรและน่าสนใจผมอาจจะเปิดชาร์สก้าในพูลที่เหลือแต่ไม่เติมเพราะตอนนี้คือซาเรลผมไม่สนใจเลยเซนเลสโซนซีโร่ผมอาจจะเปิดมิยาบินะมิยาบินะฮะแน่นอนแต่อันนั้นแพทหน้าตอนนี้คือผมเซฟรอคาปิตาโนอย่างเดียวเลยไมโกดคาปิตาโนไมโกด my favorite character please be playable please drip marketing next week โอ้โหในนี้มีเท่าไหร่26,000 27,000เดี๋ยวมันก็เพิ่มขึ้นครับ และรอดรวมพันแกลแพนครับมิสเตอร์ไซออกซ์แน่นอนอยู่แล้วน่าผมไม่ได้ดูใน YouTube นะถึงแม้ว่า Twitch มันอาจจะนำก่อน1 นาทีพอ YouTube แม่งจะมีตึงเป็นเขาดาวแล้วเกนจินเขาแม่เขาเติร์ดเขาดาวไงทำไมไม่เซตไว้ตอน59หรือมันเซตไม่ได้ผมจำเหมือนพี่เหมียวมันเซตเป๊ะไม่ได้มั้งมันเซตได้แค่แบบในทุกๆ15 นาทีหรือทุก5 นาทีนะมันให้เซตแบบทุกนาทีทุกวินาทีไม่ได้เดี๋ยวผมดูทวิตดีผมเปิดหน้าเกนชินโค้ดรีดีมไว้ก่อนนะผมอัดด้วยดีกว่าสวัสดีครับ YouTube มาวันนี้เรามาดูเกนชิน 5.2 จะมีอะไร ผมว่าเป็นไปได้มากสุดได้ Orkus Interlude ลงมาไม่ได้เลยและต่ำสุดคือ
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
So Orca's still managing to sow discord even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is
Master of the Night Wind.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
นี่ต้องได้บินแล้วปะต้องได้นกมันสิงแล้ว
500 years later, a mystery surfaced again.
My God.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
What is this? Interlude แน่
As
นอน
long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Yo, what? The fuck มากูเพลงกี่ด้วยอย่างเงี้ยนี่ด้วยมาเนียนบังกร
Time to say hello.
knock him down.
It's either your end or mine.
Wow.
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Yo ไอ้นั่นมันคือดันเจียนวะใช่ว่าผมจำชื่อไหมดันเจียนของนัดลานนะที่โด่งดังที่สุดผมจำชื่อจริงเว้ยมาวาจิวารีหรือสักอย่างมาวาจิวารีว่ะเฮ้ย rare expectation ถ้าเราได้เรทแบบเรทโคออฟเรทอะหรือเอ็นเกมแบบใหม่ที่มีรูปแบบโคออฟโหผมจะแฮปปี้มากและนี่จะเป็น perfect timing ในการ announce แล้วเนี่ยเราได้ดันเจียนที่โด่งดังที่สุดในเทเวตแพทนี้และเราไม่น่าได้เควสหลักมันจะเป็น perfect timing มากที่จะปล่อยเรทเพราะเรทเป็นหนึ่งในสิ่งที่หลายคนต้องการมากใน community อ่ะก็แบบเป็นหนึ่งใน saving grace Genshin แหละ
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again.
My man, Sam.
Whoa, a
people,
cuckoo
let's go.
Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
Cuckoo song.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all cuckosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Cuckosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, Cuckoosaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Cuckoosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Cuckoosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their Cuckoosaurs. What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Cuckoosaurs live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Cuckoosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the conflict.
Teenage mentioned that her method of mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chaska barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Cuckoosaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chaska gained a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chaska is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska can ride and control her gun like a Cuckoosaur.
Wanderer
The
Power
Soul
Grip
Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah, and Chaska's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chaska can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's
แล้วน่าจะ
awesome.
บิวเป็น
Yeah, I
ภาพ
know, right?
ได้เลย
Her
แบบ
elemental
ไม่ต้อง
burst
ใช้แค่
has a
เซตอา
similar
นิโม
function too. Chaska fires a gale-splitting Soulseeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soulseeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the
Yo.
wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Kukusaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path
Wind Guider?
is for us to discover.
Wind Glider.
Chaska will also be there
You
to
know,
help us find the
invention
answer.
for Mondstadt.
So,
You
be
know
sure
that?
to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in
Also,
what
no
happens.
racism.
Is there anything else that you can
interesting.
tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chaska was raised by Kukusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's joined human society, Chaska still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chaska still has a soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely.
Every
The
cold
Flower
character
Feather
have a
clan
soft
is
side.
also the setting for the
Just like
Archon
Leo
Quest
Rai.
Chapter 5 interlude. All fires fuel the flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal
Interlude,
contamination
Jingrat,
during the
from
battle
Naruto.
in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone. That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It looks like
Yo,
the captain
my
will also
God.
be there.
My
Yes,
God.
the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may
Let's
pick
go.
up on some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out, but of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
Chapter
The
5
Flower
interlude.
Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Night Wind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomosaur Elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers?
It's a hawk.
It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The
bird.
Ictomosaurs can
Yeah, that
help us
thing.
out. Ictomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be
No.
seen through normal means.
Whoa, okay.
Right. Ictomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ictomosaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictland, which will become available in version 5.2. The first two acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomosaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomosaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too. Like the Ictomosaurs, Auroron has the ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroron, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest,
Whoa,
I thought that he
spiders.
looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Ororon really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Ororon gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Ororon unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yup. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Rare Ayato
He can
showcase.
trigger even while he's off-field?
Oh.
That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support your party. Ororon performs an ancient reach-roll with
เป็น
his
ไฟ
burst
ฟ้าที่
to
apply
summon
เร็ว
a
และ
supersonic
ไซส์ใหญ่อยู่
Oculus,
นะ
which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the
แล้วถอน
Oculus
ด้วย
releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Ororon in your party, dealing with large groups
Oi.
of enemies should be a
แล้ว
lot
ดูนานอยู่
easier.
นะ
And speaking of making things easier,
Okay, ไม่นานเท่าไหร่
Ororon can also improve
น่า
the
จะสักแบบ
exploration
อันตี
experience
ซูโฟร์
by
อะ
boosting the gliding
ดี
speed of
อยู่
your
นะ
characters.
Awesome.
น่าจะเป็น
Ororon
ไฟฟ้า
really
ที่ apply
cherishes
เร็ว
his
ที่สุด
friends.
ที่สุดที่ดู
With a
ที่
little
ไม่ใช่ดี
teamwork
ไซ
on
น์
his side, I'm sure
Well, no.
victory will always be within reach.
น่าสนใจ
Cool. So we introduced
Yes,
two of the
there.
upcoming regions in this update. The Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Orca Natlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower
Sheesh.
Feather Clan.
Fucking
It's really
Elden
beautiful
Ring.
from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes, this is a restricted area in Natlan due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather Clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent
เหมือนไอ้
people
ขนม
from
ยา
getting
เลย
too
ว่ะ
close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really terrifying.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted
Red
these
boss,
days,
please,
but
red
it
boss.
actually took
Red
generations
boss,
of
please.
effort to reach this point. This
Please.
relationship wasn't nearly so
Co-op
harmonious in the
gameplay.
ancient past. Travelers will need to explore
Looks like
Orca
co-op
to
as well,
uncover
though.
the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone.
Oh.
Here, take a look.
Oh, what's
Oh.
that?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Orca. His name is Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could
What
make a
did I
cute
do?
noise every now and
What
then
did I
to
do?
cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokuik comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokuik has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with two companions, Kokuik and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help of a Kaholosaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in Netland?
Yes, but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanatlan. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as the Tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's
basically
true.
endgame.
The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will
What
need
the
to use
fuck?
elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so
can
allows them to
change
take damage
boss.
and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul aligned elemental attacks are
เหมือน
especially
ตัวไอ้ส
effective
ตาร์เลว
against
ที่เป็น
these
ลูกกระ
wards.
ตาเลยใช่ไหม
Wow, the
เสก
Abyss
ตัว
has gotten so advanced.
Sheesh.
It's scary to think
โอ้
about how much harder
ตอนแรก
these
ผมนึก
fights
ว่ามัน
will
เป็น
get if these
local
abyssal
legend สิ
monsters continue to
เห็น
evolve.
ตัวสีม่วงเหมือน
Yeah.
local legend
Okay, that was a
That's
lot
the
of
game,
information
okay,
to
have
take
one.
in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards
Of
will be
course.
available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra Primo Gems. And the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward to event
Lenny.
wishes from Chaska and Lenny. Auroron will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star
Oh my
bow,
gosh, Chaska,
Astral
ว่าน่าสนใจ
Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natland-specific
เพลงใหม่
4-star
โคตร
weapons.
อลัง
Be sure
อลั
to
ง
check them
ชอบ
out
อะ
if you're interested.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
JTL MXSD 243 JR Sheesh แบมแหมเสียโอกาสอะเกนชินแทนที่จะทำเป็นเรดแอเรียเห็นเดี๋ยวนี้ชอบทำเรดอีเวนต์เนี่ยมาทดสอบอะไรเหรอจ๊ะรู้นะล่าสุดเนี่ยไม่ผ่านมาไม่กี่แพทก่อนหน้านี้เทสเรดอีเวนต์ไปตั้งแต่เท่าไหร่อ่ะ 2-3 ครั้งอ่ะตั้งแต่อีเวนต์เฮอร์รี่โชว์นั่นนะที่ดูคล้ายๆแนวเรดเลยและล่าสุดก็อีเวนต์เกมนั่นอะไรไม่รู้นะ Come on man I know you're testing right just give it to us already
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back! Let's
What
dive
is that
straight into the
sword?
event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the
so
Nightwind.
good
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroron to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
ธนูทั้งคู่
Travelers
เลยนะ
will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who
ที่ดาบ
try
อยู่
to
กับดาบ
disrupt the
5 ดาว
ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls. and gather lost
Do
spirits scattered throughout the region.
Oh, that's
Travelers
an
will
event.
only be able to uncover the
Wow,
truth
damn,
if
wow,
they
damn,
collect
damn.
all the clues. But
Yeah,
don't
damn,
worry,
damn,
there are
what?
also various rewards to earn along the
Like
way,
this
including
theme,
Primo Jams.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's
My grandma
also
is
mysterious.
When a situation
That
gets
sounds so
tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
My granny.
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroron have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up
Yeah.
is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits
Ah, man,
into
yang
specific
mi
zones to earn
raid
points.
eventอีก
Pay
นะ
attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For
ชอบ
example,
เทสอะไร
travelers
ก่อน
can
แล้ว
jump on stone
แล้วไม่
slabs
ใส่
that
อะ
appear on the field.
มัน
These
จะใส่
slabs will
นะ
break open and release even more spirits.
Oh,
Storms
so
may also
cute.
appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives. Completing
Oh.
all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters
Damn.
of the Night Wind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to
Okay,
reveal
okay.
special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh,
Okay.
there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can
ดาบ
obtain
สวย
a
จัง
new
เลยอะ
4-star sword by completing this event.
ดาบสวยอ่ะ
The design definitely
เหมือน
fits the
Haaland
Masters of the
สุดๆ
Night
เลยอะ
Wind. It looks like some kind of
เอ้ยไม่ได้
ceremonial
Haaland
artifact.
I totally agree.
ดาบจาก
and
เควส
this
คา
event
ซู
will
ฮะ
allow travelers to learn more about Natland's secrets.
Oh,ไม่
For
มีใครจำ
example,
ได้เป็น
this
Quest
quest
Kazuha.
will reveal new clues about a mysterious and
Story Quest
legendary
Kazuha.
place, the
ค่
Mare
อนข้างใหม่
Javar.
เนอะ
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since
แต่
Mondstadt.
คนมิดอะ
It'll be
เควส
nice to get
มิด
some
จัด
new information.
ได้ดาบ
On
แต่
a related
ก็ได้
note,
ดาบ
the
หนึ่
Adventurers
งเดียว
Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active
Yo.
adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge,
This
including the
gonna be a
Traveler.
raid event.
Travelers will need to complete various
Okay, no.
challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills to earn rewards. I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting
What?
a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who
Oh.
better to test these tactics
What?
than the honorary knight? Be
Since
sure to
when
pay
is
close
this-
attention to the game,
this
since the format
World
has
Care
changed
was
to this
security.
time. Travelers
thought
will
that
need to
was
select
resistance.
combat units and stratagems to
fuck?
deploy against the
Oh.
opposing formation. Once the lineup
Okay,
is set,
cool.
the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat
Damn.
units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite
Oh.
combat units increases as the wargame
What in the
progresses.
5D
Even more
chest?
elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like they're
TCG.
selecting tactics. Double damage?
The
That
fuck?
sounds powerful.
แรมไม่ได้เล่นมา
Whoa,
สอง
it's
ปีแล้วนะ
automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new heated
เลือก
battle
ถึง
mode is
18แล้วเหรอ
called
เดี๋ยวนี้
Automatic Artistry.
ซึ่งส่วน
Powerful support cards have
back
been added
in
for
my
nearly
days
every
it was
elemental
all
reaction.
10
Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natland. Talk about whiplash.
That's
is really a
right.
TCG
Even if you've
event.
never played
I may not
Genius
play it.
Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2.
fine.
The new version will also bring a few updates to regular
Yo.
Genius Invocation TCG.
Do you ever feel a
Say
little cooped
Shin.
up while you're playing card games? Well,
This
don't worry
might
about
be
that.
OP
Our
in
next
TCG.
event will give travelers the
AoE
opportunity to
damage and
enjoy the
healing.
great outdoors. In Claw Convoy,
Remember
travelers
healing
will
in
need to help
TCG is
Lamia
pretty
track
hard.
down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound,
geoguesser.
travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroron would really shine in this event.
What
He's
is
definitely
that?
an animal lover.
I
can
need
see
that.
I'm sure that he would jump at the chance
I
to
need
meet
that
animals from
Wu-Tao.
other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the ley line overflow event will return in version 5.2. If you need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright,
I need
let's
that
dive into
Wu-Tao
some
plushie.
updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle,
ผมยังไม่
all
ได้
you
เล่นเลย
need to do is click Next Act if you
ยัง
want
ไม่
to
ได้
keep
เริ่มเลย
fighting.
เนี่ย
Nice.
Imaginarium
Travelers
Theater.
can now enjoy the thrill of
แต่มัน
combat
เข้ามา
without
ยังไม่ได้
any interruptions.
And for
Fight,
all the
learn
generous
quest,
travelers who
fight
like to
ที่
configure supports
แล้ว
for
คุณ
their
ดูโปร
friends,
ไฟล์ผม
a
มันจะขึ้น
supporting
ว่า
caster record
not yet
has been
unlocked
added in the new update.
not yet
You can
available
now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool.
I'm keen
It'll be
to
nice to know that our
learn
supports
what
are
you're
helping
doing.
people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has
ผมเล่
also
นเก
been
มนี้เพื่อเควส
optimized.
อย่างเดียวแล้ว
Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium
That
Theater
rate,
will now
Taman
feature recommended row
Raid
icons,
Shadow
elemental statistics,
Legends.
and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can now sort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest.
Finally!
Second, the animations for crafting
Is that
materials,
hard?
forging weapons, building furniture, and
recently,
cooking dishes
what the
are
fuck?
now shorter in length.
That's really
Bro.
nice. The dev team designed a lot of
before
intricate
this, you
animations
use
for these
ArrayList,
features, but it can
and you
feel a
just
bit
send to
frustrating
linguists
when you
instead,
have to watch
Genshin.
them over and over again.
There will also be
I'm
several
a linguist
optimizations for the Serena
superior
teapot.
fan,
The
so
seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder
Hey,
Tree
shop
will be
paying
reduced to
Mecca
5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been
you.
meaning to use some cool replicas in my
Okay.
Serena teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited for you! Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated
No?
lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations.
Oh.
Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you
Cool.
to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the
Yo.
artifact domain challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button
Star
on each
feature.
artifact. Travelers can use this feature to
Damn.
mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will also be
ตอนนี้
added
ผม
for
มี
treasure
น่าจะมีอาร์ติ
compasses
แฟกต์
and
แค่2
Oculus
ชิ้น
resonant
มั้งที่ผม
stones. Enabling
น่าจะใส่
this feature will
สตาร์
allow
เทียบ
travelers
โคตร
to
ดี
more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome!
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2 optimizations.
Alright, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
ชิงโอเคแพทเบาอาจจะเพื่อรับคริสต์มาสหรือเปล่าเรียบร้อยแต่ก็ไอเดียดีนะรับคริสต์มาสพักคริสต์มาสผมจะไม่อยู่คริสต์มาสนี้ผมไปญี่ปุ่น14 วันอยู่ข้ามปีเลย Damn anything else surprise
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
Yeah
We have some very exciting news to share.
Oh
After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
cool cool
All right, that should be everything.
That's all
That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chaska and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Auroran seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natland storyline. And we have so much to explore this time.
Interlude
I mean,
quest
2 new tribes and a new area as well. And
Yes
one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform.
I don't think it's the dungeon
Like, I'm always
ไม่น่า
logging
ให้
in on
dungeon
different devices depending on where I
มัน
am.
คืออะไร
So
ไม่รู้ที่เขาบอก
it's just exciting to
หรือ
see
เปล่าผมไม่
another
รู้
platform become available for
ชื่อ
everyone.
ใช่ผมไม่รู้
And
น่าจะใช่แหละ
yeah,
น่าจะใช่
on
ดัน
that
เจียน
note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all ผมเริ่มรู้สึกขี้เกียจแล้วไม่อยากขี้เกียจมาเล่น Zenless Zone Zero ต่อแล้วผมเห็นเขาน่าจะแก้แล้วแหละในแพทช์ไม่ใช่ในแพทโน้ตในนั่นนะอ๋อเร็วเนี่ย36 นาทีเองโอเค nothing else ตาตาตาตาตาตาแต่เกนชินนะเกนชินก่อน Finally เนี่ยใน 4.3 5.3 ไปเคลียร์เรื่อง voice acting ในภาษาอังกฤษซะนะเราเข้าใจว่านายใช้ HoYoverse ใช้ Third Party Company ในการพากย์เสียงภาษาอังกฤษและมันเป็นหลักๆคือความผิดของ Third Party Company แต่นายเป็นหัวใหญ่นะไปคุยกับเขาซะเหมือนอินเทอร์ลูดเนี่ยจะไม่ดีด้วยซ้ำเพราะถ้าตอนจบมาแล้วยังมีเสียงภาคอังกฤษขาดหายอยู่นี่เศร้านะเกนชินนะโอเคมันไม่ดีหรอกเราผมก็พูดไปงั้นแหละนะฮะงั้นวันนี้ผมไว้แค่นี้ก่อนแล้วกันผมเหนื่อยแต่เซเลโซนซีโร่ผมจะมาเล่นตอนไหนดีเล่นให้จบมิยาบีมาผมมาวันที่ไม่รู้เดี๋ยวดูก่อนหรือผมอาจจะไม่ต่อเลยก็ได้ไม่หรอกต่ออยู่แล้วแหละสักวันนะสักวันโอเคครับงั้นวันนี้ผมขอตัวลาไปก่อนนะฮะ งั้นก็น่าแหละครับผมน่าจะมาเล่นอินเทอร์ลูดแล้วก็แอเรียใหม่น่าสนใจมากดูเหมือนเป็นเอ็งคาโนมิยะภาค 2 เลยแต่อยู่บนดิน ซึ่งก็น่าสนใจยิ่งไปกว่าเดิมอีกมีมังกึงอยู่ด้วยนะฮะงั้นไปก่อนแล้วผมอาจจะน่าจะเปิดชาสกานั่นแหละไปละ